And we're live. So, this episode has been a long time coming. This is, I believe, the second or no, sorry, third time that the Quad Squad, the OG, the original, the Genesis, the Fantastic Four. I'm running out of I'm running out of names, but here we are. I guess it's been a while, so we might as well introduce ourselves. I'm one of the hosts, David Chen here.
I'm Anna. I'm also a host.
I'm a third host, and I'm Fez Zafar.
Oh, look, wow, I'm also a host. My name is Melissa Meng.
Yeah, I like how we kind of just completely just gave up on formalism and professionalism. I love this. This is casual. That's how these episodes should be. But I think we should have some reminders on why we gravitated back towards this quad episode, because I think in some ways the quarantine at Harvard is also meant to have an essence of a journey, right? So I think it'd be kind of cool that after what? Oh my god, it's been a month, right? It's been over a month since we
Been over a
last.
month.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
September. I want to say it was September 1st, maybe, when we recorded the first one. It was at least a day or two before classes started.
Yeah, so it has been a solid minute since we last gave each other updates on our life in quarantine in Harvard. So I'm sure we have a lot to share, a lot to go over. I guess the first thing, just to get it out of the way, obviously on the podcast you can't tell, but I did get a haircut. I did go get a haircut today, in the afternoon. But I say this not out of sarcasm. This was a really big deal for me because this marked the very first time in my 19 long career in life to have gotten a haircut outside of my home bathroom. um,
Did it.
yeah, my dad cut my hair. I'm curious, do you guys go? I'm sure you guys go out to get your haircut, right?
Yeah.
Nope, my mom's done it for me pretty much.
Oh.
I only went out one time, and that was, I think, that was last year November when I decided to try and get my hair professionally done and dyed. But since then, I've always had my hair cut by my mom as well. So very similar situation.
Yes, I totally relate to that. My dad has always cut, and it's a very, very straightforward cut. It's basically a bowl cut with maybe some extra tidbits in the back. But in any case, I got a haircut. It was at shout out to Sly's Barbershop. It's pretty close to the campus. We went there. I went there with a friend, and we got a haircut. I must say though, it was a very big shock because, my dad would just trim the sides, trim the front, and that's it. That's literally it. I mean, you don't go any fancier than that. But the barber, he just went at it and started cutting off huge chunks of hair, and I'm just not used to it. And do you guys grow sentimental over your hair? Because I saw these clumps of hair falling off from my head, from my scalp that I spent months growing, and it just
David,
all just
It
washed
hurt.
away.
David, why do you think my hair is this long? My hair, if I pull it this way, you can't tell right now, but it spans my arm span.
Oh
If
my
I do it
God,
like
yeah.
that.
No. When I was in what grade was I in? When I was in elementary school, I started growing out my hair really, really long, and it got to the point where every time we would go to a restaurant, my family would go to a restaurant, the waiter would come up, and if it was just my mom and me, they'd be like, "What are you ladies having?" Which was obviously a very tremendously embarrassing experience. But here, let me just see if I can find this photo. Some of you guys may remember Olympian Gabby Douglas from the world famous state of Iowa, who went to the London Olympics and Rio Olympics. And so one time she came back, and here's the picture. She came back and did a book signing event, and I got a picture with her. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. There's me.
Oh my
wow.
God, you had
People
shoulder
listening on the
length hair.
podcast, yes.
And for those watching on video, I'll have it properly pop up right here. But that was a very interesting time in my life where everywhere I would go, it was a hit or miss whether or not people would think I was a guy or girl. So.
Oh my god. I never had that experience with my hair. I did cut my hair super, super short when I was sophomore. Because the whole when you cut off your hair, it's a thing for raising money for cancer research, that
Right.
so that type of thing was a big thing at my school. It's called St. Baldrick's. So it's a huge event every year, and me and my boyfriend at the time, planned it. And then I ended up cutting my hair, and it was kind of traumatic because I was like, my hair is pretty long, and I cut it super short, and I was like, this is terrifying. But it turned out fine. But it wasn't like a sentimental type thing. It was just a thing.
No, I totally feel you. Actually, on that note, guys, I need some advice. I've been considering cutting my hair recently. I've been thinking about it over the past week. And I am debating if I want to grow it like super long or if I want to cut it short. Because if I cut it short, I'm also thinking about getting like see-through bangs or something. But at the same time, I'm also like, what if I grow it like really, really long and become like Asian Rapunzel? So I'm so torn right now. So y'all have any opinions?
I'll let the boys talk first.
I mean, is it like a bothersome right now? Because like the reason why I cut my hair was literally because like it was just getting too much. Like it was getting in my way, and my ears were getting itchy all the time, and I felt like I was wearing like a hat, a constant just a heat shield on my scalp. So,
I mean, to be fair, I feel like once you reach like a certain point, like no matter how long it is, it's gonna be bothersome. So like, I guess like, conditioner takes a long time, but I mean, other than that, but I mean, like, it's nothing that I'm like not used to because it's been kind of like that for the past like, I don't know, half a year now. So really, it's not like that much of a bother necessarily. Just that I understand it takes longer to take care of than short hair. So yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, there is something poetic about starting college and starting a new you. And in the meantime, maybe perhaps starting a new hairstyle. I mean, have you ever cut it short before?
I did. I had this horrendous short haircut when I was in elementary school. My hair, it went like outwards like this, like it rested on my shoulders, and it was like that. And it was not a look. Like it really was not a look. And so that's why I've been terrified of cutting my hair ever like that short ever since I got into middle school. So
you don't have to cut it like super short. You can like cut it to like your shoulders, and like I'm sure that would be cute. Like I don't know, like I dyed my hair before college for like the poetic reason David was just talking about. That's actually what when I felt most sentimental because I was like, wow, I've never dyed my hair. Like all of my friends have dyed their hair constantly. Like I'm not sure why their hair is still healthy, and I've never dyed my hair.
Yeah,
and
it's a popular trend as well. I've noticed.
Hmm?
It's definitely a popular trend to like dye your hair. I've noticed a lot of people do that.
Yeah, exactly. And like when I finally did, you can't even like it's not even like a huge difference. You cannot notice the difference on camera right now because like there's not like a bright light anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it's still a big thing. So I don't know. I'd say go for it, Melissa. Like your hair will grow back.
That's true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, but shout out to all the barbershops around though, because I've heard that obviously during COVID it's been particularly hit.
Yeah.
Because at least the barbershops around here, they really depend on the college population and its constant stream of hair growth and hair cutting demands. So I'm sure it's been a tough time for them. So, and like to be honest, the safety measures are decent. And Sly's barbershop, it was rather it's a small space, right? But I mean, he had hand sanitizer and he had like a little HEPA filter thing going. And obviously we sat 6 feet apart. Obviously during the cutting of the hair, you can't
like
maintain 6 feet, right? He has like a pole like that has scissors on it. And he's like, like trash can, like those like things that pick up trash that are like long poles.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, just those except with scissors. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Like I'm just mad. I'm mad because I don't understand why the Mac opened up before Widener. There's absolutely no reason for why that should have happened. I know you're an athlete, Melissa, so I kind of want to hear your perspective on this.
Okay, I do have a reasoning for this, and it's likely because the same time that the MAC opened was when we were allowed to start our practices, like in conditioning indoors. And so my assumption is that they didn't want to like open up practice and conditioning for just athletes, and they wanted to open it up to the entire student body as well. And so that's why they did both at the same time. Although I don't see why they couldn't have opened up Widener along with it, considering that like Widener, because like they're opening up Cabot Library now, aren't they? And so I don't see why maybe they're using it as a test run for Widener. But I don't know. It's just the timing of it's a little funky.
What does it look like though? Like I think you said you have practice tomorrow morning. What are practices looking like for athletes at Harvard as you guys are trying to practice all health guidelines?
Obviously mask on at all times. 6 feet apart as your standard social distancing. The Palmer-Dixon is where most of the indoor strength and conditioning happens, and all of the stations are set 6 feet apart, like kind of diagonal. So you'll have one to the left and the right, and left and the right, and like alternating that way. And then there's also wipes for each station. So after you're done with a piece of equipment, you'll wipe it down, put it back. Or if it's not something you can wipe down, like there's like this little area for desanitization. I think that's the right word. And so you just put it there. And so it seems like they're handling that part pretty well. And then like most of the practice, however, actually happens outdoors on the rugby and football fields. And so you have like that open air, and like even then like we space each other out like even more than we normally would because there's just more space. And so overall, I feel like it's going pretty well. It is a little hard running in a mask, though, I will admit. I have been struggling with my cardio, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I can actually also speak on the. Well, I'm not a student athlete, but I've been in the MAC a number of times now, specifically the pool. I've gone there a couple times now to swim. I guess to preface as well, I'm from California, and there's no such thing as an indoor pool in California, right? Not in Florida either, I'm sure. So I think I've been in an indoor pool before, but I hardly remember. So like when I went to the MAC, which has obviously an indoor pool, wow, it is very different from an outdoor pool. It feels like there's a
in there.
It's well, not hotter per se. It's just humid. Like it feels like there's a gentle pillow that just kind of is smothering you the entire time as you're walking in there, right? But yeah, I mean, there's 6 lanes, but only 3 are open. Every other one to maintain social distancing. You actually have to wear a mask while you swim.
No,
but, no, I'm just kidding. No, that's not true.
It's the second time he's tried that joke on this podcast.
Have I?
Yeah, you did that with Leo and John last week.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm reusing my jokes, aren't I? Damn. Okay, well, no, but it is nice. But I think the reason why they're also not opening widener just yet is because I mean, wait, has anyone gone in the MAC yet? Okay, but so basically you have to sign up for slots, and basically the MAC opens for an hour, then closes for half an hour to like sanitize every square inch, and then opens for another hour, and then repeats that for like 5 or 6 cycles every day. Obviously that requires a lot of infrastructure and logistics and staff and all that. So I think the fact is that Widener is such a huge space, and obviously if they're going to allow students in there, they're going to need a lot of logistical planning to like, it's going to close here and then they're going to sanitize and stuff like that. So I think it's going to open soon, but I'm sure they're still in the planning phase, if that makes sense.
You see, my thing is BU's library is open. And BU doesn't have as many like, okay, I'm all for erring on the side of caution. But, like, at some point, it's kind of like, obviously, there's less chance of infection in the library than in the MAC. That's just, like, it's true. Like, you can just go to the library, sit there for 8 hours, leave.
True.
Like, I don't know. But again, I guess we don't go to BU, so I'll stop.
Yeah, honestly, are you like cross-registering with BU at this point or something? I mean,
Anna's about to transfer schools halfway through the year. Okay. I have a story. I think this happened about like 2 to 3 weeks ago. But so I'm in Winthrop House, which is the newly renovated house for Hahvahd, at least.
Don't you guys have a really nice grill too?
Yeah, but we can't like be there.
Yeah.
It's so sadly,
with an E. It's like with an E. So they have like a nice like little cafe, little setup.
We also have a nice little cafe.
Which house?
Yeah, Quincy is pretty cute.
I'm in Quincy.
Oh yeah, Quincy. Yeah.
We have the best courtyard.
Yeah, actually, I can't. I agree with that very much.
Everyone comes here. It's funny. People from other houses just show up, and we're like, "Who are you?" And we don't know who they are. They're probably from another house.
But yeah. So like obviously I was very grateful to be. Well, okay. I guess what I'm trying to say is the other day my ceiling fan started leaking through my ceiling, and I did not know what was going on because this was like 10 p.m. at night, and I was just being a good student and working on my Xbox draft early and not procrastinating. Well, early. This was on Wednesday night. It was due Friday, so I guess like normal time, but like early to me as a procrastinator. And so I just hear this like random sound behind me, and I look behind and I realize that there's like water everywhere on the floor. And so I happen to have this like bucket, so I just like put it like on the floor, like right behind my chair, and it was just like dripping in it. And I looked up and I was like, how is it coming from the ceiling fan? And because my light was on too, so I was like a little worried about like, I don't know, something electrically like going wrong. But turns out that the group of people who are on the floor above me left the faucet running in their bathroom, and I don't know, apparently it flooded like their entire floor, but I don't know how you have the faucet on at that like, okay, first of all, our floor does not have faucets, so I'm salty about that. But second of all, how do you leave the faucet on like that to where it floods your entire bathroom, right? Like unless you have like the stopper, but even then, like, did you just like have it running for the randomest
You can't
reasons?
do that. I feel like that's like, I feel like if I did that like right now, like it just wouldn't work.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And my suspicion number 2 is that when I took the bucket to my bathroom to pour the water out, it was like yellow, and it's like
Oh my
super
God.
gross. But it was super weird because on that day I had the strangest sense of deja vu because like 5 hours
David looked up at his ceiling. He literally looked up at his ceiling as you were saying that.
just gotta double check. But yeah,
I'm
I had
like,
the weirdest sense of this like deja vu because I remembered this time in my high school where we have this like emergency eye showers, and so but the drains like they don't lead anywhere because like for some reason when they built my high school they didn't have any like pipes for the drains, so it just leaks through to the classroom on the floor below. And so I remember that time when my school got flooded because one of the emergency eye showers went off, and then 5 hours later I had this problem. I was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, that was my peak
Wow.
highlight moment in the past few weeks.
yeah, man. I don't know. I've heard a lot of weird anomalies happen across the houses. None of us live in Elliott, but apparently they have like
Oh my god.
random fire alarms that just go off at random
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, I've been
Hasn't
hearing
it be
about that.
3 now? Isn't it?
I
It's
think
been 3 now, I think.
third.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's insane.
yeah, in many ways, Leverett has not had any problems. I mean, we were recently renovated, so if we had any problems, that would have looked very bad. But um, yeah, yeah. It thankfully cross my fingers, knock on wood. But yeah, nothing bad has happened here.
No, I
But
mean that's what's so interesting about a lot of these buildings because obviously some of them were originally created. Well, I don't know when the earliest one was created, but I believe mine was created 1805, if I'm correct. So it's just like so many of them are very very old, and I know that they have to keep renovating them. So I mean, I guess I can kind of imagine that these kinds of technical difficulties or mishaps might happen every now and then. But yeah, that is interesting.
You're a much more understanding person than me, Fez. Like
I'm not
a
sure
lot
what.
more understanding person. I already know that this is not gonna be a good statement, but Cambridge is super ugly. Like
interesting.
in comparison to Boston, Cambridge just isn't pretty. Like I don't get the appeal of the city. I get the appeal of like the city, like when you go up to like the Target on Mass Ave, um like to like down near the like town hall or near Porter, but this part I just don't get its appeal. It's just brick and
Yeah.
that's it. I don't get the appeal of
I
this.
I feel like I'm what's his name from The Office, just like writing down all of these grievances that Anna has.
Yeah.
Look, I just okay. I feel like I'd feel a lot differently if Widener was open. I think that's my biggest grievance at this school, just because like I can't study in my dorm room. But I need to study for someplace for long periods of time. I don't do like the like weird 20-minute study session, 10-minute break, whatever that thing is called. I like study in the library for 8 hours and I go home. That's the plan. So there's no place to do that here because you can't really go somewhere and like have your like my laptop needs to be plugged in for like at least 6 of those hours. So like I have to go somewhere it's like a library and it doesn't exist here. It only exists in BU. If Widener
Oh,
existed,
yeah,
my problems would be solved.
Wait, you see, like they have the study spaces though.
But like that's like for 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Like I go, like, you don't understand, like I literally go like after my classes, who end typically like 2 or 3, I go until 11 p.m. and I return
How do
to
you
Boston.
study for 9 hours at a time?
I don't know. I probably lose my mind while I'm doing it, but I study for 9 hours straight.
I could not do like more than like 30, 45 minutes without taking like a break right then and there.
I can't
Agreed.
do it. I
Agreed.
have to.
I would get like way too
enjoy.
distracted.
It's
Especially
a
like if
bit
I'm in a library with other people, I feel like I would get more distracted because I'm like there's more people around me versus if I'm alone.
I must say though, I have gotten a lot of success from just not studying in my dorm. Cause I don't know about for you guys. I mean, you can probably see actually my bed is right behind me. So my study space or
Yeah, my
slash
bad.
right, the place of my stress and the place of my anxiety directly is adjacent to the place of my relaxation. So
Exactly.
therein lies a very critical issue in the fact that I can't have relaxation without visibly seeing my place of anxiety. Anyways, but so so I visited the Smith Center for a study session, and I think being in an environment where other people are like working hard kind of is like it like puts pressure on yourself to like be accountable. Like, dang, these guys are hauling it.
Yeah.
I should probably try to haul it as well. Because at least me in a single, it's obviously with no suite mates. It is a little bit like all the responsibility lies upon you in your own dorm to stay productive, which by any person's regards, or at least by my own regards, is difficult. So yes, I think studying outside and when Widener opens, hopefully I can use that
When
to my
Widener
advantage as well.
Yes,
Yes,
speak
win.
it into existence.
Exactly. Manifest, everyone. Let's manifest together. Manifest session.
When Widener opens, I will be there for 8 hours. I guarantee you. I'm gonna be so excited to not have to like walk through Boston alone to get to the tea at like 11 p.m. That would be so amazing.
Speaking of merch, though, I recently bought a Harvard mug.
Aww.
It
Aww.
looks nice, but the reason why I did so, I bought this about an hour ago because I just walked to the coop and bought it. I have decided to adopt tea drinking as a hobby, personality trait. I don't know, but
Funny trait.
yeah, I mean, I will now be talking exclusively about my tea drinking habit. No, I'm just kidding. No, are any of you guys tea drinkers?
I love tea.
Bro, I can't do coffee or tea.
Oh,
Hate
that's
both.
smart. That's smart.
I
That's a good
love
athlete.
tea.
That's the athlete speaking right
Yeah,
there.
the athlete. Like,
No, this is the PTC gene in me speaking.
The what?
Coffee contains PTC, which is it can be tasted by some people, but it can't be tasted by
you
others,
have, like, a really
depending on whether
sensitive-
you have it or not. Yeah, and it's super bitter. So whenever I drink coffee, I taste the bitterness, which some people don't taste, which is why I hate coffee. But tea I just don't like diluted things. Tea just to me seems like you're putting like leaves and letting it dilute in water. I'm sorry.
I love
Like
Yeah.
I can't do tea.
Melissa's all about the concentrate. There we
Like,
go.
okay. like on those nights when you're studying in the wherever you are.
On BU's library.
I said it.
She was about to say it too. She stopped herself. She was like,
Wait, this is a complaint about BU. BU, it's super cold in there. Like I have to bring a blanket. I have to like come with like it's super cold in that in the union. So when you're like somewhere studying, it's cold, and just have like a nice big cup of tea, best feeling because you actually feel warm after. That's why I like drinking.
Yeah. No,
I like
that's
how
why
she
I drink.
tied her affinity for tea with BU, like yet again. Just
Dude.
another product placement.
BU is her personality trait now.
I'm just
I
transferring.
feel like is BU sponsoring this. Did we have a meeting I was not aware of? Is BU like sponsoring us now? What's going on here?
BU is a really good school. Like I almost ED'd to BU.
Oh, dang. Jesus. Okay.
All these revelations, just like
No, that's not true. That's not true. My favorite school of all time was Northwestern. I just didn't apply.
Have you even mentioned the word Harvard in this entire episode yet?
This is almost as much of a actually no, this is more of a betrayal when David said Harvard wasn't his top school. Full disclosure, this is coming from the On Harvard Time video that Fez worked to create.
Go check
where
that out right now.
Yes.
On Harvard Time on YouTube, David makes an appearance in which he states that Harvard was not his number one school.
Let me
May or may
explain.
not have been a joke for the purpose of the video, but still.
That's true.
Let me explain myself. Come on, I have to have a chance to have a defense
Here,
here.
clear the air
Let me
on the
explain.
air. Go ahead.
Yes, let me clear the air on the air here. I am from California, and it is basically cardinal sin, not cardinal, but by not applying to Stanford. And I live so close. I used to live right next to Palo Alto, so like it's like the school, right? So I applied early action there. And so that's what I meant. It's not like Harvard wasn't my top choice. Of course it is. Of course it is.
See, I didn't do that. I still applied early to Harvard. How dare you, David? That's the worst.
Okay. Honestly, if I got accepted into both, and this is not because of hindsight bias,
You would have chosen
or whatever.
Stanford.
No, I swear to God, I would have chosen Harvard. Please believe me on this. I would have. No. Let me explain.
Like, let's be honest, Yale is definitely the worst.
Okay, you know what? Like 80% of this episode, like the theme has just been promoting other colleges right now. Like, what time is it? It's been like 31 minutes. I guess on that note, everyone, you're watching Quarantined at Harvard.
No, you're watching. Basically, what you're watching is Quarantined at any place but Harvard.
Yeah.
At this point.
I think we've had Quarantined at BU, Quarantined at Stanford, Northwestern, now Yale as of a few seconds ago. Do we want to just throw in any other colleges? Do we want to?
All right, yeah, let's get it out of our systems, guys. Just any more colleges you want to throw out?
I'll keep count of them.
Hey, look here. I applied REA to Harvard, and I stuck by it. So, you know.
I applied REA. I'm on your side. Did I consider other schools? Maybe. But, look. My boyfriend at the time had gone into Yale, so I had to consider another school. You know?
You see him at the game.
We broke up. I'd rather not.
Oh, true. Yeah. No, but I think this has been a very successful episode. This was just fun, honestly. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe the audience got kind of confused here with the theme of this episode. Whether or not
having an identity crisis right now.
The college disloyalty.
Everyone wants to transfer. That's
love to see it. No, but yeah, no, I absolutely enjoy our time on the Quad Squad episodes here. I hope we do some more. And yeah, this is like kind of a chronological diary of sorts, or archive of our time together as a group, supposedly at Harvard. But in any case, I think this has been a great time to wrap up. Thank you to our audience for joining us. Thank you to Anna for no, I'm not gonna go more into it. Thank you everyone here on the Quad Squad for sharing your thoughts, and I guess we'll see you guys very soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Peace, guys.
Good night.